All right, this wedge, everyone, between the president and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell seems to be growing here because, according to the New York Times, McConnell is uncertain whether Trump's presidency will survive the onslaught of criticism. Not to mention, the left is just salivating at the whole idea of impeachment. You know they are. Robin Biro and Boyd Matheson are back with me. And I guess this plays right to the left right here, right now, in that there's all kinds of discord, right, Robin, in the Republican Party. You have the establishment that isn't so fond of Donald Trump, and then, of course, you have Steve Bannon leaving to go back to Breitbart, and he's sort of anti-establishment. So how challenging is that going to make it for the agenda?
This is going to make it extremely challenging for the agenda, and they don't have much time. They have to worry about raising the debt ceiling. They've got so many other things that they've got to get done, and they haven't even spoken in weeks. So really, I told you before, Trish, that I'm hashtag ditch Mitch. I'm still on that train. I think that he's being obtuse and not even talking to the president right now. It just doesn't make any sense. And they're going to pay for it in the midterms.
Right? I mean, you think,
exactly.
Isn't he supposed to be more of a leader here? I mean, he wasn't able to coalesce Republicans together. And if he really doesn't like the president, why doesn't he come out and say that? Instead, he's in no man's land.
I know, it doesn't. I just don't get it. It's like he has built a border wall around himself and is still, after all this time, pretending that the presidency of Donald Trump didn't happen because he does not like it. But he's got to deal with it and try and work with it, or they're going to pay in the midterms.
You know, what was it that Margaret Thatcher said, Boyd? Something about, don't stand there in the middle of the road because you're going to get hit. Right? There's that expression. And Mitch McConnell kind of has wanted to have his cake and eat it, too. He's sort of begrudgingly accepted Donald Trump as president, and I think that that's hurting him a lot. Like I said, you're one way or the other on this one with all the wishy-washy stuff. It leaves you in no man's land.
That's right. This is definitely a lead, follow, or get the heck out of the way moment, I think, for Leader McConnell. And I actually agree with Robin that the biggest threat to Trump's policy agenda is Mitch McConnell's political agenda. And he's very much an old school politics first, last, and always kind of operator. And it's a complete lack of leadership that's focused more on what are all the political angles and how do I hold on to power for the longest amount of time, as opposed to shifting and recognizing this is a different kind of presidency. The American people are in a different place. And that's where, again, I think what the president did today in terms of that call to unity, I think Robin's spot on, that if we don't get this thing shifted, a lot of Republicans need to start thinking, do I want to hitch my wagon to a Mitch McConnell leadership agenda, or do I want to hitch it to the American people's agenda? And that's a big shift and a big call.
I think the answer on that one's easy, though. You want to be with the American people, right?
Always.
The unity is important. He needs to continue hitting home on this, because I think there is a risk, and very quickly, Boyd, just tell us what happens. If the Democrats win midterms, does Donald Trump run a greater risk of this impeachment? This is what Maxine Waters and company wants.
Yeah, I think that would be a big mistake for Democrats to go down that path if they were able to run the table. I don't actually see a blue wave happening in 2018. The people are giving the president a good long leash because they know draining the swamp is really hard. But there is that risk, but it would be a big risk to the Democrats, just like the Republicans went for a long time after, should we try to impeach President Obama? It's a losing strategy. The best thing to do is to execute on an agenda and make it happen.
And let's not forget they have no agenda, right? They have no agenda. Their only agenda is you cannot vote for a Republican because if you do, you're a racist. That's not going to work.